Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking about how you can help support a loved one struggling with OCD. Generally like in the home we're talking about, so kind of everyday life, and
because it's difficult at home, isn't it? Because it's your own space as well, as well as the sufferer, so it's very like you don't want to tread on eggshells too much and things, because I know you guys probably did with me.
Yeah. Anyway, this is from our experience and what helped us, and also like from research from other families and things.
Yeah.
And we're taking them out of Mum's book, Hope with OCD, but we'll expand on them how they worked for us as well.
Yeah.
So, the first one I'm doing is avoid making personal criticisms. So, you might be that I don't understand what you mean, but when I explain it, so it's things like say your loved one is doing something and you're like, well, what are you doing that for?
Yeah,
like,
doing something like a bit weird.
But almost like blaming them for the behaviour, which I know they are the one that's performing that behaviour, but it's obviously because of very different reasons.
Yeah, they're like they're the byproduct of the OCD.
Yeah.
Like the OCD.
It is the OCD.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
My point is that the more you go on at someone and the more you criticise them, the more anxiety they're going to get. Yeah. And obviously, as we know, OCD is made up a lot of anxiety. So what it's going to do, potentially, is actually make it worse, not better. So that's why you need to be... Actually, I'm going to bring another bullet point in, which is being as kind as possible. So not using personal criticisms and maybe asking why they're doing that, and actually try and like encourage them to maybe talk about it, or if they, they'll say straight away if they don't want to, but rather than getting angry and frustrated and criticizing, which is easy done, I'm not gonna lie, we've all done it, but it's just like a vicious cycle, whereas if you then take another stance on it, it can really help the situation. Yeah,
because I found, I mean, you guys were brilliant, but you personally, having suffered from OCD, you know that what you're doing is crazy, and you're like, why am I doing it? And to have someone reinforce the kind of negativity makes you feel a bit crap.
And you feel bad for it already, don't you?
Yeah, which makes you do it even more, because it's sort of like a controlled thing. As a lot of people kind of know. And the next one is acknowledge small steps forward. So, for example, it kind of might seem that you have a big journey ahead of you. It might be like, how are they going to get to this place where they can actually get out of the house, or just go out for dinner or something like that. But it's all about small steps, a bit like life. If you have a big goal, you have to do small steps to get there and congratulate yourself to get there, otherwise it feels unreachable. And the same is with recovery. So for example, if, I don't know, your loved one struggles being around something and they make it into a restaurant or a building where that something is, even if they don't touch it, if it's just there, that's an amazing thing. If they haven't been able to... I saw an article and it had a lady and she couldn't be in the same room as her child, her baby. And she said, I actually went into the same room, and then people might think, why didn't you pick the baby up, or might not understand it, but for her,
or they might think that's such a small thing.
Yeah, small, true.
Like they think, well, why is that a big deal? Whereas,
whereas to her it is a big deal, and I think you kind of have to really understand that it is a big deal, if that makes sense, and that to them it is, and try not to judge.
Like any step forward is in the right way is a positive.
Exactly.
So, and it's all those little ones that build up to like the recovery process and stuff. So my next one is be aware of encouraging or reinforcing the OCD behaviour. So sometimes, I think especially with younger children, I don't know, maybe with everyone, but especially younger children, when you might be out and you just want them to like get somewhere or something like that, it's very easy sometimes to just be like, okay, just do the ritual, so then we can go. But then almost what you're doing is encouraging that and kind of reinforcing that that's what they have to do to be able to move on. And I do agree that sometimes you can't stand there for hours like waiting,
debating
it, and there are times when that is right. But I think there is a bit of a myth that, you know, if you join in on the rituals, or if you like, do you know what I mean? If you sort of help out with them, but then all you're doing is saying, okay, this is okay to be doing it, rather than
like it can be done.
You do have to either take the focus off of them sometimes. I think for younger children it's probably easier to take the focus off because they can be distracted by other things. Like for adults and things, it's kind of like having the strength to challenge yourself. It just depends on the person, but just I think that's something to be careful of, and it is such a fine line because you can't live your life like debating for hours, but then at the same time you don't want to make it okay.
I remember, just quickly, I think we spoke about this in another video. I remember I used to have to shut the toilet lids, and I remember I always used to make you shut the toilet lid. I was like, why don't you shut the toilet lid?
And I used to get in the car and be like, I left the toilet lid.
And I was like, no. But you used to leave it open, and without knowing, you kind of made it okay for me to leave it open, because I remember I was just like, I just can't shut another toilet lid, like it's just taking up my life. And when it was younger, it was a bit kind of easier to get away from it. But so that actually did me a favour. So it was torture back then, but did me a favour.
Yeah.
The next one is find the humour. This one is quite hard at the beginning because it's all like very new and all very serious, and it is a really serious subject. But for me, I find, and we joke about it a lot, don't we? And my boyfriend and I, and especially my dad. My dad never really understood OCD. He's very black and white, and he's very just like, well, don't do it, which totally makes sense, just to not do it. And anyone looking in on OCD that doesn't understand it would be like, just don't do it. We joke about it, and he kind of calls me like crazy, and then we just laugh about it, and not like crazy in a bad way, but if like say I've done something that's a bit OCD, he'll be like, oh, you're crazy, ha. It's a bit more funny at the moment.
But it's better to joke about it than it be the pink elephant in the room than to like just pretend like nothing's happening. It's better that it's like acknowledged both ways from both of you, isn't it? And
it makes it a bit more bearable as well. I remember at the beginning of my relationship with my boyfriend, it was the elephant in the room. I think I spoke to you about it, I'm not sure. And I just didn't want to speak about it because I was ashamed of it. And it was just this big elephant, and you could literally feel the ice, the glass. You could feel the glass that you step on. You know what I mean?
I'm really not sure that's the saying,
but you can like, and we could feel it. Whereas now we joke about it. If something happens that I find difficult, we'll joke about it, or in like a funny way. And I feel like it makes it so much more easier. Obviously, you don't want to like laugh at them.
Yeah, you don't. You want to. If you're going to laugh about it, it's got to be like a mutual thing with them, not like them. Yeah, but I think people would understand.
Yeah, that was probably just a thing.
But it's quite, again, that it's always like a hard line to cross, but every family's different and every relationship is different, so you've got to find what works the best and what things you find help you as the carer and also your relationship with the sufferer and helping them. So we only took like 4 or 5 points from the book, so there are more in there.
Yeah.
But otherwise we'd be going on for ages and you'd get bored. So.
Yeah, if you haven't already. Yeah. So we're going to finish the video, and we hope you guys enjoyed it.
In the next video.
Bye. Bye.